Good morning, everyone. Good morning, and thank you for joining us. My name is Christian Teja. I'm the Director of Communications at the Massachusetts State Lottery. We have a pretty straightforward program here today. First, we'll be making a special check presentation to our winner. You'll then have the opportunity to ask him questions. Presenting the check will be Dan O'Neill, our Director of Security and Compliance at the Lottery. Dan and his team, working with law enforcement, played an integral role in the process that led us to being able to award this prize today. So if everyone is ready, let's welcome Dan and the winner of a $3 million prize on a quick pick ticket purchased for the Tuesday, January 17th Mega Millions drawing, Mr. Paul Little of Lakeville, Massachusetts. We'll just open the floor to questions for Mr. Little.
Paul, what did you think when investigators contacted you and told you about all of this?
Well, it seemed pretty surreal, and but I didn't get too excited about it. I knew it was going to be a process to get to this point. So.
How did they know that it was you in that surveillance camera when they started this investigation?
They didn't know until it was before February, right before, or on February 13th. They didn't know it was me. What happened is I went back into the same store, and the owner of the store actually had approached me and said, "Do you think this is you in this picture?" And that's when I said, "Yeah, that's me." And that's when they got me in touch with the state police detective that then got me in touch with Dan O'Neill.
Do you regularly go into that store to buy lottery tickets?
I wouldn't say regularly. I mean, it's probably, if I'm there every other week or once a month. So.
What do you remember thinking when you realized you'd left those tickets behind?
Yeah, initially I thought I just lost the ticket, like the tickets fell out of my pocket. So when I realized I had left them there, I just really realized that at the time I had a lot of things on my mind. I picked up the change, thought the tickets were in there, and walked out. And that next morning I thought, no, I must have lost them.
How does it feel now, months later, now accepting this prize money?
Oh, I've got to say I'm pretty excited today, because it's real, today with the check in hand.
What do you do for work, and do you plan to keep working?
I work as a diesel mechanic on marine engines, on fishing vessels, so larger engines. I do plan on keeping on working because, at least for the time being, until the dust kind of settles, this does give me an opportunity to maybe consider other things, but all in due time.
What do you make of the Massachusetts Lottery, starting up this investigation? This money could have gone very well to somebody else. What do you, looking back now at what the lottery has done in this whole investigation, how do you feel about it?
I'll tell you, it's really gave me a greater appreciation for what the Mass Lottery does as far as making sure the rightful people get the award. I can't say enough for all the people who've, my thanks to all the people who've helped me get to this point. Most people who didn't know me before, and from the store owner, manager, to the lady who bought the tickets after me, who bought them back in, to the compliance or Dan O'Neill and his staff, and then the state police detectives who investigated this. It's so many people have worked on my behalf to see me here today, and it's greatly appreciated.
When you see that amount of money on a check, what thoughts are going through your head?
Well, it's the first thought is that there's a lot of things that I'm going to be able to do that I wasn't able to do in the past, and that's exciting. So, but what I'm hopeful is that I, utilize this money to not only help my family, family members and so forth, but to also help, other people. So, and as well as, improving my life. So.
I read that you did play the lottery from time to time. Will you continue to play the lottery after this, or are you done after?
No, I'll probably continue to play the lottery. Might not be as much, but I'll probably continue to play the lottery.
And
Was it always the quick picks, or did you have certain numbers sometimes you choose?
No, it was. I would say generally quick picks. That's what it was. I really didn't have any particular numbers that I played.
what do you think of the clerk who tried to claim?
Yeah, I'm gonna wish her the best. I know she's, put herself in a difficult spot, but hopefully, she'll work her way out. Work her way to a better area in life.
What's the first thing you're gonna buy?
Actually, probably one of the first things I'm going to do is I'm going to pay the mortgage off on my house and then look to get that fixed up. So that's priority.
What town do you live in?
I live in Lakeville, Mass.
Any toys you gonna buy? Any toys you gonna buy?
No, I can't really think of any toys I'd buy right at this point. So
The boat?
no, no. Yep.
What about charitable donations?
Yes, definitely. Yep. I know the church I go to, they're in need of a heating system, so definitely would be looking to contribute to that.
Is this the first large, have you had any other big wins before?
No, this is the first one. Yep. So
When you went to meet with investigators, like the clerk at the store told you that they were looking for you, did you know what it was all about?
he had mentioned that it was a bigger, a larger prize, and so I looked it up. That this ticket was a winner and a significant prize. I did look it up. I did realize that before I met him, that it was $3 million with the detectives and the lottery commission. But I also realized I didn't have the check in my possession. So, and I really couldn't tell him how it wasn't in my possession. So that's where they kind of filled in some blanks for me as to how it happened.
When you search and you realize, oh my gosh, this may be over a $3 million ticket, what did you think?
Well, I guess the first thing I thought is I can't believe I left the ticket behind. That's what I first thought. But at the time I had a lot on my mind, so I really tempered my expectations as I have to let the process go through. Hopefully it works out. So.
And once you found out you were going to get that prize after all of that, and the investigation, and what was that feeling like?
That was actually a good feeling. That's where I think it really, I got probably a lot more excited than I had been before that, So it was definitely a good feeling.
The check is for $3 million. Do you know how much you actually walk away with?
Yes.
How much?
Well, they take about 29% out between federal and state.
Have you talked to the woman who got the other lottery tickets, walked out, and then brought yours back in?
No, I have not.
Are you going to try to reach out to her?
I will if she's willing to talk with me. Yes.
It's pretty impressive that, this somebody, a
Without-
lot of things had to happen.
Yes, and that's the amazing part of it. A lot of things had to happen for me to be standing here today. So.
Did you have to call out to work this morning?
No, I had told work I wasn't gonna be in.
And how did that feel?
It felt pretty good. Yep.
Come on, smile. There you go. $3 million.